Everybody should be able to hear me now. Welcome to today's training. I'm going to start doing more and more training, but today's titled Top Marketing Strategy for E-commerce. We're specifically going to get into funnels and talking about funnels and how we use funnels to increase the average order value. And it's been a while since I did a training, so I'm going to start getting um, on board and doing this more and more often. So I hope you guys can hear me okay. And if you don't, let me know in the chat box. Let me share my screen and we are going to get rolling here. Share screen, entire screen, boom. Okay, so this is a presentation I put together years ago, but the information is 100% applicable today. And it's just something I'm going to use it to set the stage for creating funnels. Now, I'm doing these trainings for two reasons. One is I want to support you and help you in this fourth quarter and get going, but I'm also creating content that I can use and bundle up and offer to new prospects. We're getting into the marketing mode. We're going to take things to a whole nother level here at LaunchCart. That's the vision. That's the dream. So with that being said, let's dive right into this thing. So top marketing strategies. What's the number one step that everyone always forgets to do? And even me, sometimes I get ahead of myself and I don't do this step. But it's a really important step that you should be doing now. And so when it comes time for Black Friday and Thanksgiving and the holiday stuff, this particular step is done. So what is that step? And what is that step? Um, Okay. Testing. We want to test. We always want to split test. We want to look at our numbers. We want to try new things with launch ads. We want to run new ads and we want to test. Okay. So let me give you an example of stuff that we've done in the past. When we were creating some boots and we were trying to sell some boots, and our target was Texas mechanics. And you can see that right in this ad, in this post that we made, we called out our ideal avatar, Texas mechanics, right? Comment below. Which boot design do you like the best? Number 1, 2, or 3, right? And we asked our ideal, and then we ran ads to our ideal client. You can see we had 25 likes and comments, or 39 comments and 25 likes and little hearts and stuff. And people would tell us, I like 1, I like 2, I like 3, I like, and we found out from our ideal clients what design they liked, right? And so they chose number 3. So then we came back and said, okay, Texas mechanics, okay, now what do you like? Okay, what badge do you like and what tongue do you like? We had the star on the tongue, we had the Texas mechanics on the tongue, right? And then we came back, what map did you like? And so we did 3 different tests. We spent $5 or $10 per test, but then we dialed in exactly what our customers wanted. And we knew, right, we could get 25 hearts and likes and just all kinds of comments. Then after we figured that out, we said, okay, what's the next product that we should launch? Tennis shoes, backpacks, high tops, what products we have? Because we dialed in the design through testing. And you can see we got a lot of comments here. We were getting a lot of comments, a lot of feedback, and this was for men. Then we said, well, what about women? So then we said, okay, let's test about women. So we did these tests to dial in our designs. And I have another client that's asking me, hey, I'm driving traffic, but I'm not getting any sales. I'm like, well, mostly that's because your designs aren't good. If people are coming to your website and they're not buying your designs, your shirts and your hats and your hoodies, whatever that might be, they don't like your designs. Okay. So that's something that we should all consider doing, because as we start to get into the holidays and start putting our funnels together, we want to know that we're offering products in our funnels that are somewhat tested and we know that the people are going to buy them, right? So then I said, wait a second, how do we build a list? Let's say I'm getting going. I don't have a list. I got to build a list real quick so I can make some money this holidays. So we love contests and sweepstakes. And if you guys haven't checked out launchsweepstakes.com, you can check it out. But I love giving away stuff, right? So in this particular example, and again, this goes back to like 2018, like it's just timeless, right? We wanted to build a list of football fans, and we also wanted to build a list of, in specifically, people in the Seattle Seahawks and that football fan in that area, right? So not only do we know who our ideal client was, NFL football fan, but a Seattle Seahawks fan, right? And then we said, hey, we're giving away this Seattle Seahawks crock pot. Now, I don't have a crock pot. So where do we get the crock pot? I went to eBay and typed in CLCX crock pot, and there it was. So we gave a contest, and we had people opt in to win our CLCX. Who's going to enter to win that? A football fan who loves the CLCX. Okay, so we built a list of our highly targeted ideal client avatar. And then I just had the crock pot drop ship from eBay to that person who won, right? And then you can see we actually had it pop up on Facebook Messenger as well. And then we also did an opt-in page. So we did a messenger ad where they were messaging through Messenger. And then we also did just a landing page with an opt-in to win the CX slow cooker, right? The crock pot. I called it a crock pot. It was called a thing. But the other thing that we did is we built a list, but we also dropped a pixel. Right? So now you got a pixel on this page. And so now you got, even if they don't opt in, you have somewhat of a pretty high decent lead because they clicked on the ad, they went here to check it out, and they said, oh, I don't necessarily want to give you my name and email, but I'm out. So it's not the best lead, not as good as one that opted in, but it's still something that you can retarget and use for your advertising, okay? Oops. And we did another one. One of our clients was called Nikki Lund, and she was a custom designer, and she created a jacket that it was a men's jacket that she created for what's that guy's name? Is it in the Blake Shelton? She created it for Blake Shelton, and I completely messed up here. Like I completely blew it on this one, right? And I'll tell you what I did wrong. We were doing Winifred jacket, and we were advertising to her fan base because she had a pretty large fan base, but her fans were women. They weren't men. So we didn't do very good here, and we were advertising to her to people, and we were attracting the wrong audience because it was a man's jacket, and I totally missed that. Now we did get some leads, and we made the best of it, but I completely blew what I was doing there. Okay, oops, no, that's going there. I gotta. Okay, so and then again, back in the day when I had T-Rex, we used to do these personalized mugs. We can't do personalization right now with LaunchCart by itself, but we can do personalization with LaunchCart and I can't remember that app. It's what's the name of that app? I'll remember and it'll come to me. So if you did want to do personalization, we could do this. And this was awesome. We crushed it with this. Now, at this time, we also had an exclusive license, or not exclusive, but we had a license with College Fan Warehouse so we could use college logos. So we would do is like, hey, win a free San Diego State personalized mug, put your name here, put your grad year here, and put your email here to win the mug. And as soon as you did that, it put your name on the mug and it put your year on the mug. And on the next page, we said, hey, if you don't want to wait to win, you can buy one right now. And then we had some upsells of their name and stuff on T-shirts, hats, hoodies, and that kind of stuff. So another great list building strategy of the sweepstakes model. Okay. So I always ask people on a scale of 1 to 10, what did you guys think of those ideas to build your list and get things going? They really do work. They're not hard to implement and execute, and you can get them going. So again, the simple thing is can you give away to attract your ideal avatar to build your list, okay? Now, we want to go into the old school sales page to increase 200 to 300%. Now, this ties directly to the funnels and how we're going to do funnels and what we're going to do there. And I'm going to show that here in a few minutes. But this literally is a proven strategy that works and works and works. It's why ClickFunnels is so big. It's why you're only one funnel away is such a big statement. Long form sales pages, it's critical. And that's why we built that native into LaunchCart. Okay. So and there's actually some templates in the page builder that allow you to do this. I think this is one of the templates, but you have let's say we're selling these t-shirts or these hoodies or whatever they are, and we want to do a 50% off sale. You can build a long form sales page, and I'll try to find this and show it to you. We did it with Nikki Lund. Now here she had a product that was a hoodie. It was a premium quality oversized fleece hoodie, and we crushed it with this hoodie. We sold thousands and thousands of this hoodie. And literally it's one of your number one strategies to make your advertising profitable is having those long form sales pages combined with this funnels, right? And here's a really rudimentary box and some text and some arrows to try to explain to you what a funnel is, okay? So again, on the top left here, we're going to run ads and we're going to drive people to a website that sells a kid's t-shirt for $4.97 on sale. Now with that, we're pretty much losing money. Now back in the day, we used to have our own print on demand company, and we were basically, that's what our cost on a shirt was, like $2.50, and then to print on it was another dollar. So we were breaking even or losing a little bit of money. And then we would take them to a checkout. And at the checkout, we knew it was a mom or a dad. We knew they were buying a t-shirt for a kid. Then we had these comfy critters that were just the coolest little things that these little like kids thinks could wear them, but then they rolled them up into a pillow. And we were buying those wholesale, and we did the upsell for a comfy critter for $29.95 with about half 50% profit. Then, if they bought that upsell, we said, hey, why don't you get a second comfy critter for $19.95? And we still made an extra $5, right? And then if they didn't buy the comfy critter, then we'd say, hey, wait, why don't you get a matching shirt for mom or dad to the kid's shirt you just bought for $14.97? And again, this is back when our costs were a lot cheaper and we could do that. And then they went to the thank you order page. So you can see the process of the funnel here, right? And then of course, if they didn't buy, we had the exit pop, join our mailing list, get our 15% discount. And then if they did an abandoned checkout, we had abandoned email cart 1, 2, and 3. So is everybody following me on this so far? Does anyone have any questions or comments on this so far? You can type them in, or I guess, I don't know if you can unmute or raise your hand. I haven't been meeting in so long. It's all the interface has changed. But let me know if you have any questions. I'm looking at the chat. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off screen real quick. I'm going to quit sharing, stop sharing. And then what I'm going to do is let me log into a store, and let me find one of my stores and show you guys where this actually happens in Launch Cart. Now, again, we can also do the same stuff in Launch CRM, and we can talk about both, and I can answer questions about both, but today I'm kind of focused on Launch Cart and what kind of makes Launch Cart unique as far as increasing AOV with funnels. Okay, let's see. Okay. So here we are. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so again, one of the things for people that might be watching this that are new to LaunchCart, what's really cool about LaunchCart is we have multi-store management. So I just logged into my personal account, and you can see I have a Blessed Abundance store, I have Chef Gustavo store, I have a demo store. My daughter had Dope Mamas, and you can see I'm a staff member over here. That little orange thing says I'm a staff member on my daughter's store, and you can still see these different stores. And then I'm going to look for Rescue Joe. I'm just going to type in Rescue, and then I'm going to log into Rescue Joe. So this is a brand that I wanted to start. I never did launch it, but to give you an idea what it looks like, the idea was drink a cup, save a pup, and raise money for dog rescues and sell cool, dog apparel, and then also coffee. And I had a company that was drop shipping coffee for me, and then they kind of didn't do a good job, so I never found a replacement. Actually, I did find a replacement, but I never implemented with them. But with that being said, I'm going to come down here to Appearance, and I'm going to come down here to the very, very bottom left. I'm going to hit Pages. And so the first thing I'm going to show you is the pages that we built and we have here. But if I hit Add New, and for some reason, when you first come to this page, it doesn't load the templates very fast, but the templates should be loading here. Why aren't the templates loading? I'll have to check on that. There's a bunch of templates that should be loading right here. And then you have some templates to work with. So I'm not sure why they're not loading. I know it was kind of slow, and maybe with our recent server move that something happened. But with that being said, let's see if this one. Here's a long form sales page we built with our page builder. And actually, let me stop sharing. I forgot to share my sound. So I'm going to share my screen again. Entire screen, boom. Also share system audio, boom. Okay. So now you can see this long form sales page we built. And you can see we got rid of the nav bar. There's no navigation bar up here. Get 2 free decals or leave. Now, let me play the video. It's a real short video.
Hi, I'm Dan Schultz, and this is my boy Taco. He's one of 4 rescues we have. We work at Rescue Joe, where it's our job to make sure that you get your shipment of free car decals with the I Love My Rescue Dog design on them. In fact, Taco was brought in to oversee the shipment of your stickers, and he takes his job really seriously because for every sticker you claim, Rescue Joe makes a donation to local dog rescues all over America. And we always include 2 stickers, just in case you want to include one on an extra car, or if you want to share one with another dog lover in your life. All you have to do is cover the shipping and handling. Get your 2-pack today from all of us at Rescue Joe, including Taco. Thank you from the bottom of our heart for supporting rescue dogs and rescue charities.
So how cool is that, right? So simple little concept. We're selling decals that cost us pennies. They got to pay shipping and handling. And so we actually make $1 or $2. So when we're running ads, we're losing money on the ads, but we're getting a customer. We know they're a dog lover or a dog rescue lover. And that's what that page looked like. Then from there, I think we upsold them to this page. We'll go look in a second, right? We crafted this limited edition t-shirt, especially for coffee and dog lovers. All I need is coffee and my dog, right? And we put a countdown timer on it. We put choose the size, choose the quantity, and add it to cart. And then we did a little testimony of somebody putting their in. And again, we duplicated everything. And then we had some testimonies down here because Dan and Dwight were rocking this for a while. So that's a page that would go in the funnel, right? So after they buy the stickers, they get offered this page, right? Let's see. Let's see what this one was. Okay, that's the same one. Let's see. Okay, so here's a template that comes with it, and you can see it's got all your different places to hold the information you need to put or delete, but it's like a template that's built for. This one was a teeth whitening kit. Let's see this one, what this one was. That's the same one. There seems to be duplicates in here. Here's another template. Okay, here's another template. Got the timer up here. You got your slider here of what the product was going to be, their email address. This was just another template to get a list building strategy. Okay, so we were saying, give me your email address to get your coupon. And then the coupon, they would send them to the store to buy. So is this another entry point to a funnel? Cool template idea, list building strategy. And then let's see what this one is. Oh, it looks like it's a duplicate too. I got to go on and clean this up. So now that gives you an idea what's going on. Now, how do you build a funnel? You're going, how do I build a funnel? So we go over here on the left-hand nav bar, we go to superpowers. And when we first created a launch cart, we figured these were our superpowers that we had that no one else had, and we call them automatic upsells. So if I hit manage automatic upsells, it takes me to this page right here, okay? And in here are different funnels that we had built. You got I Love My Dog Rescue sticker, a French press upsell Rescue Joe or order bump, and a coffee mug order bump, right? And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come in here and you're going to want to hit new upsell and you're going to give it a name and then you're going to figure out what the trigger is. So let's say the trigger is going to be they bought the stickers. Okay, sticker purchase. And then I go, okay, what's the product? Oh, they bought a product. Select which product type added to your customer's cart will trigger the upsell. Because depending on your products. If you're selling jeans, you might have a certain upsell. If you're selling intimates for, like, and I go back to women because I always did that skinny girl stuff. But if I'm selling intimates for women, I might have a different upsell. So depending on the first product they buy, you might have a different upsell for that product, right? So there's a whole sequence to this of what you're doing, and you can say all products or whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead and choose product, and it's gonna say, well, what product are they buying that's gonna trigger this upsell? So then I'm gonna type in sticker. And if they buy one of these sticker packs, then that's what's going to trigger the upsell. Okay. So now I've got my up. It's not published yet though. It says, hey, this isn't published. Warning, it's not published. Right. And then it says which products trigger. I got that. And then I'm going to I'm going to create a bump offer. So now you come in here and you go, okay, what are we going to offer on the checkout page? And let's just say we're going to do a hat on the checkout page. So this is what the bump offer is. So now once I click the product for the bump offer on the checkout page, and just so you guys know what that is, let me take you there real quick. So go to Rescue Joe. Let me add a product to my cart. Proceed to checkout. Okay. Now, again, if you haven't customized your checkout page, you need to. This increases trust, increases orders, increases average order value. But this is the order bump right here with the red dotted line, right? So right now it's loading up a coffee mug, right? And then you can see down here, I got some trust seals, and I got a little dog, 10% of each sale donated to a different rescue. And then I also have my phone number that you can call. So all of these things increase trust to make more sales and increase your average order value. Got the countdown timer, I got my logo, and launch cart does not come with this pre-qualified. You have to create this, okay? But if I wanted to edit that, I come in here to edit it, and now I can change the product. I can apply a discount. Let's say the discount's going to be 30%. Oop, I did 19, 30. Why is it doing that? Oh, fixed amount, percentage, 30% off. Use default shipping rate. Hide the offer if the cart already contains it. So if somebody already is ordering this hat, then let's hide it. We don't need to try to sell them another hat if they already ordered the hat. Then I want to change the title and description. Change title here, right? Copy, change description here. And you can see it's showing up live over here. Change title, change description. And then, yes, I want this, or you can add that, yes, add this to my order. You can change what the call to action is on the button. Look and feel. I 100% of the time I tell people you have to use the dotted line dashed. That's what you have to do. See the difference between modern and dashed? It pops way higher, way better, way better, way better, right? And then you could even customize the title. And you can give it a different background, different color, and you can play with these different things, right? And then again, you come up here and you hit save, and now it's saved that automatic sale, right? So I'm going to go back, and then from here, after checkout page, what's the upsell I want? So then I come in here, and I'm going to go, I want, let's say I want the Rescue Joe laptop sleeve. Now I'm adding the Rescue Joe laptop sleeve in the upsell. I click the little thing and I hit edit. And now it's going to load this page and I can edit this page, right? Wait before you go. And I can edit just like in our page builder, you can customize these different settings and customize what it says, what it's doing, what's going on. And now you got a one-click upsell in the flow of your funnel post checkout, meaning they get this offer after They put in their credit card and buy the first product. Then, as you go into analytics over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see, hold on a second, if I can do maximum. I'll do last year and see what happens. Yeah, we haven't done anything for a while, but it will show you in your upsell sales right here how much money you're making post upsell, if that makes sense. Matter of fact, let me go into, let me look up a client just to show you guys some real information here. Any questions while I'm here? So just real quick, here's one of our customers, 126,000 in sales, 242 orders, but only 2,100 in upsells. So if you were to focus on upsells, this number should be 15% of this. So that would be 18,000. This should be at 18,000, right? And then you got to, you see your average order value and your returning customer rate and that kind of stuff. But you want to get this number up, and you really want to put some energy into it and focus on it, right? So it's important that you do that. All right. Well, that's what I wanted to kind of go over today and kind of make sure that everyone's got this concept going. And then I'm going to send out a survey about what other training we want to do and what other people want to do as we're going into the holidays. And I'm going to start doing 2 or 3 trainings a week. And I'm going to get my newsletter going every week and notifying everybody what's going on. And we're going to start doing some more webinars and some more challenges and things of that nature. So with that being said, I want to say thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you found this valuable and you like this information. And I'll go ahead and open it up for questions if anyone's got any questions. Any questions, comments? What did you think of the training? Were you familiar with this? And by the way, if you go to our YouTube channel, you can find access to, matter of fact, let me just show you how you get here real quick. So I'm going to go back to my screen. If I go back, I go to YouTube's launch cart, I click on videos, I do the search button, I type in funnels, and you're going to see how to create drag and drop pages and funnels. Day 3, revenue optimization funnel mastery, an old training we did was just fantastic. There's just tons of great content on our YouTube channel. So with that being said, I want to say I think that'll wrap it up. I don't see any questions coming in, so I will say thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you, and do what I do. Wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude and tell somebody you love them. You have a better day. Have a great day, everybody.